Have you ever felt like a man's second choice? Like he gives you just enough attention to keep you around, but not enough to make you feel truly valued? One day he's texting you first thing in the morning, making you feel special. The next, he's suddenly busy for days. You see him prioritizing work, friends, even video games over you. But when he wants something, suddenly he's back. That's not love, that's convenience. And you deserve better. The harsh truth: men do not accidentally prioritize a woman. A man's priority list is crystal clear. He makes time for what truly matters to him. And if you feel like you're fighting for a spot in his life, instead of being given one freely, it's time to shift the game. The good news: you have far more power than you think. The way you show up in the relationship determines whether you're his queen or his backup plan. In this speech, I'm breaking down how to position yourself as a priority, not just an option. These aren't just random tips. They're based on real male psychology. If you understand what truly drives a man's desire and commitment, you'll never be in the maybe zone again. You'll be in the she's the one category, where he can't imagine losing you. So, if you're tired of being breadcrumbed, tired of chasing after effort that should be given freely, and ready to be the woman who gets chosen, not strung along, then listen closely. Here are the 6 key things that separate a priority from an option. Men are wired to value what they work for. It's a fundamental part of male psychology. From childhood, boys are taught that effort leads to rewards. Whether it's excelling in sports, advancing in their careers, or winning the attention of a woman, men are driven by the pursuit. When something comes too easily, they rarely appreciate it the same way they would if they had to earn it. This is why overgiving in a relationship backfires. The moment a man feels like he doesn't have to put in effort to keep you, he unconsciously starts valuing you less. It's not that he's being cruel or ungrateful. It's just human nature. We take for granted what requires no investment from us. Think about it. When you buy something expensive, you handle it with care. You appreciate it. You don't toss it around or leave it lying around carelessly. But when something is given to you for free, it's easy to overlook its value. This is exactly how many women unknowingly position themselves in a man's life by overgiving. Whether it's through constant availability, excessive emotional investment, or doing things to prove your worth, you remove the challenge, the effort, and ultimately the value. A man might enjoy it at first, but eventually he will start to take it for granted because it requires no effort on his part to maintain. A lot of women think that if they give more, a man will see their worth and appreciate them. They cook for him, plan his schedule, offer emotional support, and make endless sacrifices, thinking that eventually he will realize how amazing they are. But what really happens? He starts putting in less and less effort because he knows she's not going anywhere. The less he has to work for her attention, the more he shifts his focus elsewhere. Other things, other people, other distractions start taking priority because he doesn't feel like he needs to earn her love. And when she finally realizes she's not being prioritized, she starts giving even more, hoping to win him back. It becomes a cycle where she keeps proving herself, and he keeps withdrawing. The women who are prioritized by men don't overgive, they don't beg for attention, and they don't make a man their entire world. Instead, they allow a man to show up for them. They give, but they also expect to receive. They don't go out of their way to prove they are worthy of love because they already know their worth. They understand that a man must feel like he's earning a place in their life, not being handed it on a silver platter. And this is what makes them stand out. Men are competitive by nature. They enjoy a challenge. They take pride in winning. But if a woman is constantly making things too easy, always texting first, always saying yes to last-minute plans, always making excuses for his bad behavior, then where is the challenge? Where is the feeling of accomplishment? When a man has to put in effort to win a woman's attention, in time he values her more because he had to invest something to get her. An investment, whether it's emotional, financial, or physical effort, leads to value. Some women hear this and think, but I don't want to play games. And that's understandable. But this isn't about playing games. It's about having standards and understanding what truly makes a man prioritize a woman. The truth is, men respect effort. They respect women who set the tone for how they want to be treated. If a man sees that you're always available at his convenience, He won't feel the need to prioritize you. If he sees that you keep giving without requiring anything in return, he won't feel a sense of responsibility to put in effort. But if he sees that you expect mutual investment, that you won't tolerate being treated as an afterthought, he will either step up or step out. And either way, you win. One of the most powerful shifts a woman can make is to stop giving more than she receives. It may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to overgiving as a way to seek love and validation. But once you start matching a man's effort, instead of overcompensating for his lack of it, you'll see a dramatic shift in how you are treated. If he calls, you answer. If he makes plans, you show up. But if he stops putting in effort, you don't chase. You don't try harder. You don't beg for attention. You allow him to experience what it feels like to miss you. And that feeling of loss is what will make him value you more. The women who are truly prioritized in relationships are the ones who understand their own worth and act accordingly. They don't overgive to seek approval. They don't hand over their value on a silver platter. Instead, they require a man to earn their time, their love, and their energy. And that's why men chase them, commit to them, and ultimately cherish them. Because in the end, what a man works for is what he values most. Men do not respect words, they respect actions. You can tell a man what you want, what you expect, and what you won't tolerate. But if your actions don't align with your words, he won't take you seriously. This is where so many women get it wrong. They set boundaries, but the moment he crosses them, they let it slide. They say they won't tolerate last-minute cancellations, inconsistent behavior, or emotional unavailability. Yet, when he does exactly that, can they forgive it without consequences? Over time, the man learns that her words mean nothing. And once a man loses respect, prioritization goes out the window. When a woman has clear standards and actually enforces them, she stands out. Men encounter many women who say they have boundaries, but fail to follow through. They threaten to leave but stay. They say they won't tolerate disrespect, but make excuses for his bad behavior. A woman who truly enforces her standards is rare, and men recognize this immediately. She doesn't tolerate inconsistency. She doesn't engage in endless conversations about how she deserves better. She simply expects it, and if she doesn't get it, she removes herself. This is what makes a man take her seriously. A man will always test a woman's boundaries, whether consciously or unconsciously. It's human nature. If he knows he can get away with a little effort, he will. If he sees that he can cancel a date last minute, and you'll still be there next time he calls, he won't see a reason to respect your time. If he notices that you always pick up the phone, always say yes to his last-minute plans, and always adjust your schedule to fit his, he will start prioritizing other things over you because he knows you're always available. The moment a man realizes that you won't tolerate disrespect, that he has to step up to keep you, he will either rise to the occasion or walk away. And that is exactly what you want. Women who are treated as priorities don't give multiple chances for the same behavior. If a man is inconsistent, they address it once. If it happens again, they distance themselves. They don't wait around hoping he will change. They don't plead or explain why they deserve better. They remove themselves and let their absence speak louder than their words. This forces a man to make a decision, either step up or lose her. And if he truly values her, he will make the necessary change. Many women fear enforcing their standards because they worry the man will leave. But if a man leaves because you refuse to accept bare minimum behavior, that means he was never going to prioritize you in the first place. The reality is, a man who genuinely wants to be with you will respect the boundaries you set. He will not test them repeatedly to see how much he can get away with. He will recognize that you are not like other women who tolerate inconsistency, and this will make you stand out. One of the biggest mistakes women make is thinking that expressing their standards is enough. Telling a man, "I need consistency," means nothing if you continue entertaining inconsistency. Saying, "I need to be treated with respect," is meaningless if you allow him to disrespect you without consequences. Standards are not just about what you say. It's about what you accept, what you walk away from, and what you allow to continue. A man will take you as seriously as you take yourself. A woman who enforces her standards does not chase. She does not beg for a man to do the bare minimum. She doesn't repeatedly remind him how she wants to be treated. She simply expects it. and when it's not met, she moves accordingly. She knows that the right man will naturally rise to her expectations because a man who truly values her will want to keep her. The moment you show a man that you will stay despite being treated as an option, you lose your ability to be a priority. Men respect certainty. They respect women who are firm in their expectations. If you constantly waver, if you let emotions dictate your actions, a man will not take you seriously. But if you stand firm in what you want and refuse to settle, he will see you as a woman who is different. And that is exactly what makes a man step up, commit, and prioritize you above all else. Men are drawn to mystery. It's not about playing games or being manipulative. It's about maintaining an element of unpredictability that keeps the attraction alive. When a woman is too predictable, too available, or too eager, a man's excitement fades. The chase is over before it even begins. And without the thrill of pursuit, his interest starts to wane. Men are wired to pursue what feels just out of reach. It's not because they enjoy difficulty, but because they associate value with effort. When something is easily attainable, it doesn't feel as rewarding. Many women fall into the trap of thinking that being completely open, transparent, and available is the way to win a man's heart. They believe that answering his texts immediately, always being the first to reach out, and making themselves accessible at all times will make him appreciate them. In reality, this has the opposite effect. When a man knows exactly what you're doing, where you are, and how you'll react to every situation, he stops feeling that sense of intrigue. There is no excitement in something that is predictable. He may still care, but he won't feel that deep pull that makes him prioritize you over everything else. The women who hold a man's attention and make him prioritize them understand the power of unpredictability. They don't reveal everything about themselves all at once. They don't always say yes to last-minute plans. They don't structure their entire schedule around a man. Instead, they maintain a life outside of him that keeps him wondering. He doesn't always know what they're doing, who they're with, or what they're thinking. And that mystery creates a sense of curiosity that makes him want to invest more. A man's mind is naturally competitive. If he feels like he has fully won you and there's nothing left to uncover, his efforts start to decrease. But when he feels like there's always more to learn about you, more layers to uncover, he stays engaged. This is why a woman who keeps certain parts of her life private, whether it's her emotions, her schedule, or her future plans, will always stand out. It forces a man to remain curious and actively participate in discovering who she truly is. One of the biggest mistakes women make is always being the first to initiate. They feel like if they don't call, text, or make plans, the connection will fade. But when a woman is always the one leading the interactions, she takes away the man's opportunity to pursue. He becomes comfortable knowing that she will always reach out, always be available, and always say yes. This comfort breeds complacency. The women who are truly prioritized are the ones who allow men to step up and take the lead. They match effort, but they never overextend to keep a man interested. Another key factor in maintaining mystery is emotional control. Many women overshare their feelings too soon, thinking that expressing vulnerability will create closeness. While vulnerability is important, revealing too much too quickly can make a man feel like there's nothing left to uncover. The women who remain a priority in a man's life know how to share their emotions in a way that keeps him engaged. They don't give away everything at once. They allow their emotions to unfold naturally over time, keeping him invested in learning more. Men also prioritize women who are not predictable in their responses. If a man knows that no matter what he does, you'll always react the same way, whether it's with patience, forgiveness, or excitement, he stops putting in effort. The moment he realizes that your reactions are not guaranteed, that you may not always respond the way he expects, he becomes more careful with how he treats you. This is why women who are unpredictable in their emotional responses hold more power in relationships. They don't always react with immediate forgiveness. They don't always show excitement when he finally makes an effort. They keep him on his toes, making sure he never takes their presence for granted. The ultimate way to keep a man engaged and prioritizing you is to remain a challenge. Not in a way that feels exhausting or frustrating, but in a way that makes him feel like he has to continually show up for you. When a woman becomes too comfortable, too easy to read, or too accommodating, a man stops feeling the need to prove himself. But when he feels like there's always more to discover, always more to earn, he remains invested. The key is to maintain your independence, your sense of self, and your ability to surprise him. Because in the end, the women who are truly prioritized are the ones who never stop being a little bit of a mystery. A man will always make time for what he values. No matter how busy he is, no matter what is going on in his life, if he sees you as a priority, he will find a way to show up for you. Women often make excuses for men who don't prioritize them. They convince themselves that he's just overwhelmed with work, stressed about life, or not good at expressing emotions. But the truth is simple: if he truly values you, he will put in the effort. A man's actions always reveal his priorities, no matter what words he says. Women who are consistently treated as priorities do not settle for breadcrumbs. They do not wait around hoping that one day he will suddenly start putting them first. Instead, they recognize when a man is not showing up for them and adjust their energy accordingly. If he makes excuses for why he can't spend time with her, but somehow has time for his friends, his hobbies, or scrolling through his phone, she doesn't beg for his attention. She pulls back and focuses on herself. This shift in energy forces a man to confront his own behavior. If he truly cares, he will notice her absence and make the necessary changes. If he doesn't, then he was never going to prioritize her in the first place. Many women believe that if they are patient enough, understanding enough, or supportive enough, a man will eventually see their worth and start prioritizing them. They think that if they just love him harder, he will finally wake up and realize how much she means to him. But this mindset leads to disappointment. A man does not suddenly wake up one day and decide to treat a woman as a priority if she has spent months or years accepting being an option. The way a man treats you today is a direct reflection of what he believes he can get away with. If he sees that you continue to invest in him despite his lack of effort, he will not feel the need to change. The women who command a man's priority understand the power of distance. When a man starts to pull away, they do not chase. They do not double their efforts to convince him to stay. Instead, they allow space to do the work for them. A man needs to feel what it's like to lose access to a woman before he can truly appreciate her presence. When she stops initiating, stops overgiving, and stops making herself overly available, he is forced to confront what life feels like without her. This absence is what creates value in his mind. A man who sees a woman as a priority will consistently make her feel secure in the relationship. She will not have to wonder where she stands. She will not have to decode mixed signals or question his intentions. His actions will match his words. He will not just tell her she's important. He will prove it through consistent effort, thoughtful actions, and a genuine desire to make her happy. If a man's behavior is leaving a woman feeling confused, neglected, or uncertain, then he is showing her that she is not a priority. And the worst thing a woman can do in that situation is to try harder to prove her worth. A woman who is a priority operates with the mindset that she deserves mutual effort. She does not accept one-sided love. She does not sit around waiting for a man to see her value. She knows her value and expects a man to recognize it from the beginning. She understands that if a man truly wants her in his life, he will make the effort without being pushed, begged, or convinced. And if he doesn't, she knows that she is better off redirecting her energy to someone who will. The key to being a priority in a man's life is to stop accepting less than what you deserve. It's not about demanding, nagging, or constantly asking for more. It's about setting the standard through your actions. When you stop tolerating inconsistency, when you refuse to engage with men who only give you half-hearted effort, when you walk away from situations that do not serve you, you naturally filter out the men who are not serious. The right man will always rise to meet your standards, and the wrong one will simply fall away. And that is how you ensure that you are always treated as a priority, never an option. A man will never prioritize a woman who prioritizes him more than she prioritizes herself. The moment a woman makes a man the center of her world, constantly adjusting her schedule for him, dropping everything the second he calls, and sacrificing her own needs to accommodate his, she loses the very essence that made him attracted to her in the first place. Men are drawn to women who have a life of their own, a purpose beyond the relationship, and an energy that is independent of his validation. When a woman starts revolving her entire world around a man, she unknowingly teaches him that she will always be there, no matter how little effort he puts in. A woman who is a priority in a man's life understands that her time, energy, and presence are valuable. She does not make herself too available, nor does she overgive in an attempt to win his affection. She knows that relationships should be reciprocal, and if she is doing all the emotional labor while he simply receives, then the dynamic is unbalanced. Men respect what they have to earn. When a woman gives too much too soon, a man does not feel the need to invest more. But when he sees that she has a full life outside of him, that she is selective with her time, and that she requires effort to be in her presence, he naturally begins to prioritize her. Women often think that if they show a man unwavering support, always being there for him, he will appreciate them more and naturally want to prioritize them. But this is rarely how male psychology works. While men do value support, they do not prioritize women who make them their entire mission. When a man senses that a woman has abandoned her own goals, hobbies, friendships, and self-care to focus solely on him, he begins to take her for granted. He no longer feels that sense of excitement or admiration for her, because she no longer has anything outside of him that makes her glow. The most attractive women are the ones who maintain their own sense of purpose, who have their own dreams, and who continue living a fulfilling life regardless of whether a man is in the picture. A woman who knows her worth does not chase. She does not seek validation from a man to feel good about herself. She does not constantly ask where things are going, whether he cares, or if he sees a future with her. She operates from a place of certainty in her own value. Certainty that the right man will step up without being forced, and certainty that she does not need to overextend herself to be chosen. Men are instinctively drawn to women who radiate confidence and self-sufficiency. When a woman is deeply secure in herself, she naturally commands respect. A man will prioritize a woman who carries herself like someone who deserves priority treatment. Women who are treated as priorities do not settle for situations where they feel like an afterthought. The moment they sense that a man is not making an effort, they do not stay and hope things will change. They do not try to prove their worth or convince him to see their value. Instead, they redirect their focus back to themselves. They pour into their own lives, into their passions, and into the things that bring them joy. They understand that a man who truly values them will recognize their worth and act accordingly. A woman who is deeply fulfilled in her own life does not tolerate being an option. She does not linger in relationships where she feels ignored, neglected, or undervalued. She does not engage in one-sided dynamics where she is always the one giving, initiating, and adjusting. She moves through life with the understanding that the right man will never put her in a position where she has to question her importance. And because she refuses to accept anything less, she naturally attracts men who are willing to prioritize her. The key to being a priority is to be a priority to yourself first. When a woman is truly happy within herself, when she values her time and energy, when she does not compromise her self-worth for a man's attention, she becomes the kind of woman who is impossible to overlook. Men respect and cherish women who are already whole on their own, and when a man sees that a woman is content with her life without him, he feels an innate desire to step up and be part of her life in a meaningful way. That is how a woman secures her place as a priority, by making herself one first. A woman who commands a man's priority is a woman who knows how to walk away when she is not valued. Too often, women hold on to men who give them mixed signals, hoping that if they stay long enough, prove their worth, or show their unwavering devotion, the man will finally see their value and prioritize them. But a man does not prioritize a woman because she waits patiently. He prioritizes a woman when he realizes that she is willing to leave if she is not getting what she deserves. When a man senses that a woman has standards she will not compromise on, he either steps up or steps aside. And the women who end up being truly valued are the ones who are not afraid of the latter. Men subconsciously test a woman's boundaries. They want to see how much she will tolerate, how far they can push before she reacts, and whether she values herself enough to walk away when her needs are not met. A woman who does not flinch at being put last, who continues to stay even when she is treated as an afterthought, unknowingly communicates that she is willing to settle for less than she deserves. On the other hand, a woman who knows when to walk away is a woman who commands respect. She does not threaten to leave to manipulate a man into changing. She simply removes herself when she sees that she is not being treated with the effort and consistency she expects. Men do not chase what they already have unlimited access to. If a woman continues to engage, argue, or try to make him see her worth while he is giving her the bare minimum, she is making it too easy for him to take her for granted. And when a woman stops entertaining inconsistency, when she no longer engages in endless conversations about why he isn't stepping up, when she stops making herself available to someone who is not fully invested, that is when a man is forced to make a choice. He either rises to meet her standards or loses her completely. And it is in that moment, when a man sees that she is truly willing to walk away, that he realizes just how much he values her. A woman who is a priority in a man's life is not afraid of loss. She does not fear walking away from a man who does not see her worth, because she understands that a man who truly values her will never put her in a position where she has to question it. She does not waste time trying to decode a man's feelings, analyzing his every move, or overthinking whether she is enough. She moves with certainty, knowing that if a man does not prioritize her, then he is not the right man for her. That confidence in herself is what makes her stand out, what makes men respect her, and ultimately, what ensures that she is always treated as a priority. When a woman has the courage to walk away from a man who does not treat her right, she sends a powerful message, not just to him, but to herself. She reinforces her own value. She proves to herself that she does not need to beg for love, that she does not have to shrink herself to be chosen, and that she is worthy of more. And when she holds that belief deep within her, the right man will see it too. The man who is meant for her will recognize her strength, respect her boundaries, and prioritize her without hesitation. Men prioritize women who know their worth and are not afraid to act on it. When a woman refuses to tolerate half-hearted love, when she does not entertain a man who cannot make up his mind about her, when she is willing to choose herself, even when it means walking away, she becomes the kind of woman who naturally commands respect. And the man who truly values her will do everything in his power to make sure he never loses her, because he knows that once she walks away, she will not come back. At the end of the day, being a priority in a man's life is not about chasing, proving, or waiting for him to wake up and see your worth. It's about knowing your value so deeply that you refuse to accept anything less than what you deserve. When you carry yourself with confidence, maintain strong boundaries, and live a fulfilling life outside of any relationship, the right man will naturally step up to claim his place by your side. And if he doesn't, then he was never the right man to begin with. Remember, the way a man treats you is a direct reflection of what you allow. If you settle for inconsistency, you will receive it. If you accept being an option, you will remain one. But when you demand respect, not with words, but with your actions, you will attract a man who is willing to prioritize you without hesitation. The power has always been in your hands. You are not just waiting to be chosen. You are the one who decides who is worthy of your time, energy, and love. So, as you walk away from this message today, I want you to make a promise to yourself. Never again will you beg for the attention, time, or love of a man. Instead, you will invest that energy into yourself. And the right man, the one who truly values you, will recognize your worth and treat you accordingly. The moment you start prioritizing yourself, you will see the shift. Because when you know your own value, the world has no choice but to reflect it back to you. Thank you for being here and for investing in yourself. If this message resonated with you, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and drop a comment below. Let me know which part stood out to you the most. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share it with them. Together, we are raising the standard for how women are treated in relationships. Stay strong, stay confident, and remember, you are never an option. You are always the priority.